Demand is up for artificial grass and other low-water landscape options.
Yeah, so what does this mean for the price that you pay? And is there any way to pay less? Consumer watchdog Matt Gephardt has been looking into it. Matt?
Mike Dini, good evening. This story came to my attention from a KSL viewer who says that for years now she's been toying with the idea of making her yard more water-wise, put in some stuff that uses less water. And as she's followed the price, she says, boy, they really seem to be spiking right now. And it has her wondering, is she being gouged? From hydrologists to government leaders to TV meteorologists, everybody says it is going to be imperative that we Utah homeowners cut back on watering our lawns this summer.
This is our Alta turf here.
So, as you can imagine, turf suppliers and installers are busy.
Yeah, we're booked out till into July.
With increased demand, you can understand why a KSL viewer wonders if turf suppliers are maybe upping their prices, trying to get their nut.
Is your industry gouging people?
Yeah, I would say that, no, to be clear about that, for sure, no.
John Marsh of Rocky Mountain Turf says, yes, prices for turf are up, but it's for the same reasons that prices are up for everything else.
I would say they're marginally up, and that's because our supply chain prices are up as well.
The data confirms it. You can see for yourself. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that the price for all construction materials has been creeping up for a decade and is spiking right now as inflation grips the country. So let's bust some inflation.
Any advice for somebody who's shopping around?
We always recommend people talk to other artificial turf providers.
Sure, shop around, but if you really want to save and don't mind getting a little sweaty.
If people want to do it on their own, if that's another way to save money, your earlier question, they can do it themselves. We do sell a lot of DIY products.
You know, it's not just turf. Other xeriscaping and less water use plants and what have you are also up, along with the cost of inflation and specifically the cost of freight. And I asked one of the owners of a garden supply store, does he think it has anything to do with the fact that Utah passed a law that requires cities and HOAs to allow people to put in turf into their, even if it's against maybe an ordinance or an HOA rule? He says no. He thinks it's more people paying attention to what Kevin says and being really conscious about the amount of water we use.